Hello YouTube. Okay, so I've been promising this for a long time and I finally got around to doing it. This is my 2007 Audi S3 and today I'm just going to take a little ride in it and basically just have a little talk round about what it's like owning an S3, what they're like as a car, and whether you should or shouldn't own one. So let's get in the driver's seat and we'll get on with it. Join me, why don't you? So the one thing I'm not going to do in this video, I'm just going to start the car up. I'm not going to go over what modifications it's had, what power it has, what spec it has and everything else. Because every video I watch, everybody's going on about, oh, look at my phenomenal power, look at this, look at that, oh, this is so much better than everybody else's. I'm not like that. I bought myself an S3 because for years and years and years I've owned Audis. And for years and years and years I've loved Audis. And I've had Audis longer than I care to remember. Some nice Audis and some not so nice Audis. But out of all the things, I've always enjoyed owning them. And yes, as people are going to point out, an Audi interior is not Italian design or anything like that. It is functional. Everything's where you expect it to be. Everything works. Excuse me, I'm going to put my sunglasses on because it is sunny today. First day of sun in 2019. Oh, and we've got the bin men about. Look out, guys. Ugh. So, where was I? So, yeah, I'm not going to go on about stats, specs, 0 to 60, all that sort of stuff. Anybody that's ever been in an S3, owns an S3, is going to know that sort of stuff. What I want to talk about is living with an S3. So, I've had mine for just over a year now. It's done 108,000 miles. So, I bought this off a guy who had made a few modifications, and again, I'm not going to go into them, but it's not anything special. It's you know, just enhancements more than anything else. The most notable thing is an induction kit, and you'll probably hear that through the video as well. But for me, I just wanted to make a quick video of what it's like living with an S3. So, you do not buy an S3 because you want to save money. Simple as. You buy an S3 because you've either aspired to them, which is me, you like the shape, you like the performance, you like S3s in general. Or you buy one because you don't really know why you want one. Now for those people, they may come and go very quickly for them, because an S3 is not your basic family car. It's a car that you can't just get in and drive like a maniac and expect not to hurt yourself or others, and you shouldn't be doing that. That's not what they're about. They're not a car that has to go fast because it's got speed. They're a car that does everything well and in comfort. This one's got heated seats, leather all over it, it's got a sunroof, which I love. It's got a decent sound system, it's got sat-nav, it's got everything about it, it's got all the little S tweaks as well. So you don't have to drive them stupidly, that's not what they're all about. You can be very, very sensible and still have fun in them. And let's face it, driving like an idiot will let you get your points on your licence, so it's pointless. Pointless. So, running them, you're going to be looking around 20 to 30 to the gallon, depending on how you drive. I do a lot of short journeys, I do use it every day, I use it for work, so I do the odd short journeys, and I also do the odd long journeys. Love that sound, never gets boring. So, averaging at the moment, I'm doing about 22. It will go up to 30 on the long run, as I said. So if you're looking for fuel economy, forget it. You ain't going to get it. They are a 2 litre, and for a 2 litre they are very impressive. But you are not going to get a lot of miles per gallon. Some of the newer ones with the DSGs, a little bit better, 35 area. But if you look realistically that you're going to get about 250 to a tank, you're not going to be far out. And you're not going to be disappointed. So on that aspect, you do not buy one for fuel economy and saving money. Aspect 2, servicing costs. Now, I use decent oil, always have done in all my cars, and I've bought the best oil that I can buy on my budget. I've always put either two types of oil in this. Miller's, which is recommended by all forums and anybody you talk to do with S3s, or I've gone for Castrol Edge. I've used Castrol for years, always got on well with it. At the moment I'm running Castrol Edge, but it's coming up for another oil change soon. Now I do my servicing myself. I used to be a mechanic, used to own a garage, so I know what I'm doing. Newer cars are a little bit confusing, and I will admit there's a lot of stuff I've had to learn. But the oil change is relatively simple, as long as you have the basic knowledge. But you're still going to be talking, with an oil change, filters and everything else, £100 to £150 for parts alone. Now if you're planning on taking your car to an Audi garage, you can pretty much add twice that, easy. You could probably talk anywhere from £300 to £500, depending on where you take it, depending on what you're having done. You'll also need to bear in mind, as all Audis, or a good majority of Audis, there's a cam belt change, and that should be done, go for about 2.5 to 3 years area, or I think it's 60,000 miles they say, but if you look about 2.5 years you want to start changing it, you're not far off. A cam belt, if you can't do it yourself or don't know a good garage that can do it cheaper, I'm not saying get a cheap garage, but cheaper, you're going to be looking upwards of £200 to £300 just for parts alone. When you do the cam belt change, you want to be doing the idler gears, the water pump and everything around that cam belt, because believe me, it's tight and you do not want to have any issues. If your cam belt goes, then it's good night, the engine's lunch. Okay, you will damage so much that look at buying a new engine. Yes, you can repair them, but again, worst scenario, new engine. A new engine for an S3 second hand, 1,500 at least, at the very least. So be prepared for relatively high servicing costs compared to a cheaper alternative car, like a Toyota or something along those lines, or you can afford. But there we go. It's the way you get off junctions quite quickly. So yeah, cam belt change, servicing costs. There you go. Brakes is the next thing I want to talk about. Brakes, you are talking, depending on what you buy. I go for relatively good brakes. I wouldn't say relatively expensive, but Brembo offer a good package for these, and there are other things as well. And you're going to be talking between £300 to £500 if you're going to do all the brakes and discs and everything else. Your brakes are going to wear out quicker than a normal car because the car is quicker. I run Brembo pads, which I think I'm on red stuff at, no sorry, EBC, so I'm on red stuff at the moment. A little bit harsher and will wear disc down quicker, be prepared for that. Once you start to see some lips on your brakes, or you start to see discolouring, cracking, that sort of thing, don't risk it. Change your brakes, get them done. You want these to stop quick for obvious reasons. So, brakes. Now, tyres. Now, this is where it gets very controversial, and I've had this on forums. Tyres, people swear by your Michelins and Pirellis and those kind of things. And this stems back, let me just explain myself, this stems back some years ago. I had a Civic Type R, and when I bought it, the tyres on it were Michelin. And I'm not saying all Michelin are bad, because I had an BMW with Michelin on, they were great, but on the Civic they were awful. Any wet weather, forget it, you're gone, off the road. So I went and bought some Rain Sport Frees on the recommendation of a guy I knew that had a Civic Type R already, and we're talking the EP Frees. So he said, get yourself some Rain Sports, Uniroyals, and I did. Been brilliant, and I've stuck with them ever since. I've just had 2 new ones put on this, and it's cost me less than £200 for 2 tyres, which is cheap for this car, believe me. And again, I'm not saying the car is ultra fast or anything like that, but these tyres do me well. I have friends with better cars than this, much better. I've got a guy with a Nissan GTR, and he swears by Michelin, and good to him, but he's spending a lot of money on those. But for me personally, and this is all a personal thing with any of your cars, I'm getting on well with Uniroyals. So that's the tyres. So in a year, and this is as long as I've owned this car, I've had it a year now, so I do apologise for not getting the video up quicker. what have I spent in a year? Well, tyres, just told you about, servicing. I do my servicing every kind of 4-ish thousand miles. I had some work done on the engine, so I changed the oil on that as well. So, you know, talking about probably in my time in a year, probably coming up for 3 services. And I changed it when I first got it. I always do that. So, on an average year for an S3, expect to change your oil probably twice if you want to get longevity out of your engine. Oil does break down, and especially on the S3s, especially if you're pushing a little bit more power, you will find you'll start to get fuel inside the oil and it will break down. So you don't want to risk it, just change it. When it starts to look or smell a bit dodgy, get rid of it. Other than that, what have I spent on it? Absolutely nothing. I'll be totally honest. I could have bought a good car. I have bought a good car, I know that. Being black, it suffers from stone chips. Drives me absolutely crazy. Anybody that's ever had a black car knows about streaking, knows about stone chips. Oh, it does your head in, really does. But that's life. But other than that, I haven't spent really anything on it. Lambda sensor, did have one of those. The lambda sensor was a little bit on and off. I think it was more blocked than anything else, but I just went, you know what, it's probably the original one as a lambda sensor. That was 50 quid, 60 quid, something around there. So, all but the running costs, this has been an ultra reliable, brilliant car for me. And in that time as well, I've had Jeeps doing 35 in a 60. So all but one item really, it's been ultra reliable. It's been great. I'm telling lies. There is one more thing I did have on it, and it was again a direct result of the engine being looked at. I did have a new clutch. The clutch was fine when I got it, but it did start to slip. And I'm not talking big slips, I'm talking about it's just started to slip. I didn't want to risk being broke down on the side of the road at any point, so I bought a new clutch. I had a slightly high performance clutch put in it, which cost a little bit more money, around the £500 mark, probably a little bit more, but not much. The old clutch was gone anyway. The old clutch I think was the original one, and when it was taken out, the clutch was in a pretty bad way. The dual mass had definitely gone, it was clunking, and the actual disc itself was looking worse for wear, and there was cracking and graining on the flywheel. So it's all changed, brand new, no dramas, and it's been great since then. So yeah, new clutch, nothing else, honest, nothing else. So that sort of thing can happen at any time to any car, especially something around 100,000 miles mark. As I say, I think it was the original clutch. I don't think it had been changed, but give way. But the brakes are very good on this, by the way. But yeah, any car say with 100,000 miles on it, you're probably talking about changing the clutch. And again, it wasn't bad, it was just starting to slip. It was me, I wanted to get it done quickly. I had some money at the time, so I got it done quickly. So basically, it hasn't cost me a great deal of money. I do look after cars, as I say, I owned a garage years ago, so I know about cars. I know how to look after them. I know how to get longevity out of them. One of my best Audis was an Audi S3 2.5 turbo diesel, and that had done 160,000 miles when I got rid of it, and it's still going strong now at 300,000 miles. So it's testament, you know, I do know what I'm doing with cars. And it's a simple solution really to get longevity out of your car. Treat it with respect. When parts need changing, change them, and keep on top of the servicing. They'll look after you if you look after them. So the only thing left for me to do now is let you listen to the engine note. Ahead of me we've got a nice straight piece of road, and I'm not going to break speed limits, but there you go. So it gets you up to 60 from 30. I'll tell you what, it's nice to have the sun out today, and excuse me if the sun's belting off my face and dancing in with my big forehead, but it's just lovely to get the sun out. It's lovely to have a little drive out in the S3, it really is. So, anybody who's thinking of buying one, if you can afford to run it, go for it. You'll have plenty of fun in them. They are great cars. And if you want to tear around like a lunatic, you can tear around like a lunatic. That's your choice. So see, they do get you there very quickly, and they do stop you very quickly too. So it's a good all-round car. Audi did well on this. Okay. What would you want to look for in an S3? Well, my recommendations, and again it's personal choice, I love the sunroof. Okay, seems a bit of a, why would you want a sunroof? You've got air conditioning, climate control. Yes, I have, but I'll be honest with you, when the sunroof's open, it's a great feeling. When the window's open, it's a great feeling. You can hear the exhaust note, you can hear the engine and everything else. And a lot of the time, I turn the radio off and I just basically listen to the noise of the car. It never gets old, it never gets old, especially with the induction kit, and it pops a bit out of the exhaust when you change gear. It doesn't fart, it's not a DSG, it's a manual gearbox. It's good fun, it sounds nice, I enjoy it, it's great for me, and you know, if you're going to buy yourself one, you will enjoy it, no doubt about it. Again, it's something I aspired to for many years. I don't see a downside to them, apart from the running costs, but then you don't go into buying an S3, like I say, looking for economy. It's just not going to happen. Anyway, that's about all I've got for now. I'm going to enjoy a bit more driving. I'm going to enjoy the sunshine and probably head home before the works traffic starts. It is a Friday evening. Again, it's the first Friday we've had some decent sunshine all year. Considering it's only February, yeah, you can't moan really. You've got to expect some bad weather. But enjoy a little bit of driving towards the end of the video, and if you've got any questions, comments, let me know. One thing more on this video, this is also why I like Audi S3s. They don't look anything special, they look very stealth. There's nothing really that makes them stand out in the crowd, and that's why when you're following a Porsche like this and Mr. Porsche thinks he's going to leave you standing, it kind of ends up with a big surprise. I know it's childish. Very, very childish. But be honest with me, if you're a petrol head and you could, why wouldn't you? Puts a big smile on your face. You still with me, YouTube? Welcome for making it this far. We're still following the Porsche. And there's lots of traffic. And he doesn't use indicators. traffic lights. Keep the wrong route. Control on, even better. Cruise control on, sunny day, sunroof open. Doesn't get much better than this. So anyway guys, we're almost back again. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. Sorry if it's been just a waffle. Sorry if you're expecting more, and if you were, please leave some comments. But this is just a quick video. It's just a quick me waffling about what it's like to own an S3. Would I ever get rid of the S3? Yeah, of course you would. Am I going to get rid of it soon? No. Do I put up with the fuel economy, the insurance, the tyres, the brakes? Put up with the running costs in general? Yeah, of course I do. And it's for those little moments where you just meet the right car at the right time. Those moments that just put a smile on your face. And let's face it guys, putting a smile on your face is a rare commodity nowadays. So, make the most of every moment. Anything you can smile, laugh, sing about, do it. We're only here a short time. Take care YouTube.